Well, I want to wish a Merry Christmas to everyone, and I have a Christmas present for you, especially you Protestants who don't believe in the real presence in the Eucharist. Here you go. This is Dan Wagner from danwagner.org, and I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We are in the octave of Christmas here in 2010, and I thought I'd reintroduce some a couple little tidbits that I thought were great, rich, hard-hitting pieces that remind us during this Christmas season of the power and the importance of the Eucharist, and how God is reinforcing, even early on when Jesus is born, that ultimately the goal of God is to get His grace into us. And He does that, we believe, the ordinary means for grace is the sacraments. These means that were instituted by Christ for us to receive grace. So that is the sacraments and the sacramental life. And so let me share with you a couple beautiful items about Christmas. And I'd never heard these till just a few years ago, and actually they blew me away. I had done something on Facebook in my 3-minute apologetics discussions. They actually turned into a long thread of discussions with a Protestant friend of mine who rejected the Catholic Church in general, and it kind of got sidetracked because really, and I want to just emphasize that this doesn't have to be something that divides Catholic and Protestants, though sometimes the truth will divide us. The cool thing is Jesus says He's the bread of life, and early on in the life of Jesus, in fact, at the beginning of His earthly life, we see indeed that He takes on this, He prefigures, or how do we say, He communicates to us that He is indeed the bread of life. So let's look at the story, and it's in Luke chapter 2, and Mary and Joseph are forced to go to their ancestral home, which is because they're of the house of David, their ancestral home would be Bethlehem. For the census, they go there. And there's a neat thing that happens that wasn't so neat for them. There was no room at the inn when they get to Bethlehem, and they're forced to stay with the animals. So a hardship comes upon them. They aren't able to sway the powers that be because they have no influence. They have to take life as it's handed to them, and in this case, they're forced to stay amongst the animals in the stables. And there's a cave actually in Bethlehem where they believe the Holy Family stayed. So what's going on here? Where's this prefiguring of the Eucharist that I speak of? Well, it's in two elements. First, they had to go to Bethlehem. And the word Bethlehem actually means house of bread. And so Jesus is born in the house of bread. Jesus comes out of this bread house, this bakery, if you will. And then secondly, is Jesus is laid in what? A manger. And what's a manger? A manger comes from that word mange, and we have like Italian, you talk about mangia, eat. And so a manger is a feeding trough. It's where the sheep or the goats or the cows or what have you, we don't know what kind of manger it is, but it's a feeding trough for the animals. And so Jesus is prefiguring that it's the house of bread. And so Bethlehem, the house of bread, He's in a bakery and a feeding trough where where animals eat him. So he, being the bread of life, the food for our salvation, he's given to us to take in. As Jesus says, take and eat, this is my body. So very cool symbolism here early on, showing us that indeed Jesus is the bread of life. We are going to end up eating him. And Gregory of Nyssa in the 4th century talked about the swaddling clothes as being prefiguring the burial cloths of Jesus. So we have all these pieces together. It's a great prefiguring, a great imagery. Jesus is coming to us. He's going to die. He's going to give his life for us. He's going to feed us with his very body, blood, soul, and divinity. Anyhow, this is Dan Wagner from danwagner.org. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Rate this video even if you hate it. Put it in your favorites if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.